It's a sowing day today.
Hey.
And in today's video, we shall give you 6 seeds to be sowing in March, week 1. Here we are at March week 1, and we begin the sowing of those 11 seeds that we talked about in our 11 seeds to sow for the month of March. We're going to begin with our peas. Now, I like to use these module trays. They're a bit deeper. It's not absolutely necessary. We've grown them in our usual 40 cell trays that are not as deep as that, but because now I have them, I find that they grow that bit better. All legumes have a really deep taproot. And the more that can get developed and the root ball get developed in there, the better I like it. As you know, I'm going to be sowing 2 different varieties this season. One for the bean arch, which is called alderman, and also I should be sowing a variety called Kelvedon Wonder, which we shall be putting into our raised beds. The alderman are seeds that we saved from last season, so the germination rate should be really quite good with these. It certainly was when we sowed the ones that we sowed last season from the season before. Had to think about that one, Mrs. W. And when I sow these, I like to put 2 peas per cell. Now, some people, you'll see, soak their peas or their beans before they sow them. I don't know why they're having such a problem with the germination. I've never soaked a bean or a pea ever. And Mrs. W has had peas every season. As you know, the hanging string is in here. Should we not have peas? But if you feel that that's for you and you need to soak them, then just put them in some water for 24 hours before sowing. And just lightly push the soil back over where you've made the holes. And then we shall cover the top with some vermiculite. Write a label for that. And we should put that into some water so that it can draw the water up from the bottom. Now, I've got my brother and sister-in-law coming over today. So we want to create a nice little fresh bed of salad, which at this time of the year will include this spinach and some lettuce, and we've got some chard, which is really good. And this spinach was actually sown at the back end of August last year. We've had really small harvests of it during the latter part of last year, but now it comes into its own. The variety is Madania, always works really well for us. We've tried several different varieties over the year, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, but this one seems to work for us, doesn't it?
That it does. And all you need to do between your fingers is just nip through the stalk, and you've got a lovely harvest of spinach. And this will continue to keep throwing out its leaves until it becomes time for it to want to go to flower, which won't be for another 2 or 3 months. So what I would say is don't take all of the leaves all at once, because you can see here it'll just keep throwing up nice new leaves all of the time. It's a really, really good cut and come again vegetable. You can see that the chard is starting to come back again, so I'm going to have a bit of that today.
We multi-sowed some, didn't we, to see how we got on with them, and they look to be good.
Done really well.
Yeah, that clump is predominantly the yellow variety. But in this batch you can see we've got red and yellow, which are really pretty. And the leaves are so shiny and so fresh looking, they're lovely.
Purple sprouting broccoli is the vegetable that keeps giving. Just keep coming back and back. I'd say it's one of the staples for the winter garden, because it'll harvest for up to 6 weeks. And this is the Rudolph, still going strong. You see the knife go through it just like butter. Such an abundance, Mrs. W.
Beautiful. And this is the early purple sprouting broccoli variety that we planted for the first time last year. And that's now getting its first main head on, so that's good. Won't be long, that'll take over from Rudolph.
And every 2 or 3 days, get a nice harvest like this. Lovely to have on your plate. So in the 11 seeds to sow in March, quite a lot of them are actually flowers. And I'm going to start with the Cosmos. This is a variety called Vega Mix. It looks like there's some pretty colours there, Mrs. W.
Yeah, I thought I'd got some more of the seashells mix that I had from last year, but I didn't. So when I saw those in the shop, they looked very similar. So,
and we're just going to liberally broadcast those. Like so.
Yeah, we like quite a few of those. So.
And then we shall just cover them lightly with some vermiculite. The next one is Cosmos Dazzler.
That's a new variety to us as well.
Next we're going to move on to the zinnias.
They're nice big seeds, aren't they?
Ah yes, and it's a variety called Envy.
These are a sort of lime green.
Could use those actually to make a really nice flower display for the greenery part, couldn't you?
For the wedding, yes, yes. Hopefully.
Next variety, I'm reliably informed by Mrs. W, is called Salciando. Another zinnia.
Yeah, I've chosen these hopefully for the wedding, to help with some of the wedding flowers, so fingers crossed.
But they will be dual purpose, won't they?
Yes.
Because they will attract pollinators and predators
yes, yeah,
into the garden.
Absolutely.
Oh, Mrs. W, these amaranthus are really tiny seed.
Aren't
Look.
they? Wow. Oh, yes.
Could have 1 or 2 of these, Mrs. W.
Yeah, well, I'd rather have 1 or 2 too many than not enough.
Very true. So I think just a really thin layer over these,
Yeah,
Mrs. W.
they don't need a lot.
Next we're going to sow the nasturtiums, and this is just a seed collection, so it's a bit of potluck if you like.
Yeah, they're just what we had left over from last year. So they're nice big seeds, nasturtiums are.
Yeah. And then lastly, the gatekeepers of the garden, the sunflower. This is a variety called Evening Sun. And I'm just going to drop a single seed into each cell. And that's those done. Now the peas will be fine up here in the polytunnel. They don't need heat to germinate. If you are still pretty cold where you live, you could take them down to the house just so that they've got some warmth to germinate. But certainly for myself and Mrs. W, they'll be fine up here. Within a week to 10 days, we'll have the peas germinated and we'll see what we've got. As for the flowers, they will go down to the house. They will need warmth. And we'll probably put them on our heat mat. You don't need to put them on a heat mat. You know, the ambient temperature of your kitchen will be fine. They'll just take a little longer to germinate. And most importantly, I know we talk about we bottom water everything that we sow, but in particular with these flower seeds, you want to be doing that. They can easily be dispersed and you can lose seed without you even knowing it. So just keep them watered from the bottom. I just thought I'd give you a quick update on the seedlings that we have, the things that we sowed during February. They're looking really, really great. You can see that the cabbages that we sowed, they're now beginning to get their first true leaves. And it won't be too long before they will go out into the plots. It's probably going to be around about mid-March. The greyhound are coming along nicely. Cauliflower skipper, I know Albert is growing that. He went out and got his seed, Mrs. W.
Yeah.
And then these are what was sown mid-February. So they're coming on nicely. Look really healthy, and it's the beauty really about having a polytunnel that we can bring them up to here and they don't start to get too leggy. They're getting all round light. Brassicas, remember, they are fine to keep up here. They don't mind the cold temperatures. It's not going to be a -10 or anything in this polytunnel. It might get down to 0 or -1. We've seen the odd -2, haven't we, Mrs. W?
Yeah, not so much this last week though.
No.
It's getting better.
But these are okay. Brassicas are fine with that. You just need to keep them in your house just to germinate them. I have to say, I'm really pleased with the onions. They're looking really, really good. In fact, they're starting to get more leaf now. They're not just the upright stalk that comes out at the beginning. They actually have a couple of leaves on them now. And although February is a favoured time for sowing onions, and that's fine, absolutely fine, myself and Mrs. W, we only have quite a small plot really, and we have to ensure that we can grow these, have them out of those plots so that we can actually get a second crop in there, which will give us food for winter. They're the 6 seeds that you could be sowing in March week 1. And we've had a look in the greenhouse. As I say, I've got my brother and sister-in-law coming around later today. Had a lovely harvest of spring onions and spinach and lettuce. It's going to be absolutely amazing. That's without the brassicas we've got, Mrs. W, because there are 1 or 2 cauliflowers that I need to harvest today. So, yeah, a winter garden truly is amazing. If you just want to grow your vegetables over the summer period and finish in autumn, that's fine too. There are no defined rules when it comes to gardening. But if you aspire to be a bit more like us and to have fresh vegetables available for most of the year, then do make sure that you are subscribed to our channel, and then you'll be notified whenever a new video is uploaded. As always, do let us know in the comments, what have you been sowing in March week 1? Some of the things we've sowed, you may have sowed in February. Let us know that too. We do love to get your comments and let us know how those sowings are actually getting on. If you're only just starting to sow your seeds, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to know what myself and Mrs. W have been sowing through January and February, and you're only now going to be beginning to sow those seeds, or want to know what seeds you can sow, then watch this video next. Have a great rest of your gardening week, and we shall see you very soon.